Good afternoon guys and welcome back to the Everyday Golfer. Today you will see we are inside, and by the title you know we are testing out the top 5 hybrids on the range at the moment. There's a couple that I've missed out which we will see out on the golf course next week, but we're in the Golf Zone Simulator here at Waterfront Golf and we're going to put these clubs to the test. So guys, first up is the G430, so probably one of the most popular ones on the range. We know obviously from the technology you can see the top of the club still has the carbon wrap on there, so very similar to the fairway woods and the driver. We also have the face wrap technology, so a strengthened face, a strengthened steel face that gets the ball coming off that little bit quicker. So all things that you see in the longer stuff, so in your driver, in your fairway woods, put into the hybrids. And again, I've not been a big, obviously, fan of hybrids. I haven't had one in the golf bag for a long time, but incredibly easy to hit, easy to launch. This is a higher launching club, and this is for probably your higher handicappers who are looking to probably hit more hybrids into greens. Someone who's looking to obviously get this landing a little bit softer, and with the spin consistency that you'll see on screen, what Ping are getting, they're saying they'll get higher launch and more controlled spin. But that one there was a total distance of 236, a 224. So this is set at 19 degrees. So we know obviously with Ping, they go from a 2 hybrid all the way down to a 7 hybrid. So a lot of differences in there. So if you're looking for that, you know you could probably get something, right, do you know what, I can get all the way from the 3 iron down to the 7 iron because I need that little bit more launch, I need that little bit help. But for me, this is one of the easiest to hit golf clubs. Let's get another one out there. Okay, not the best strike. Turned it over a little bit. But turned it over a little bit, it'd still be up the left-hand side of the fairway, but that's come off so fast, it's carried 240 yards and gone 260 yards, which is something that maybe I wouldn't expect from my 7 wood, but it has been very easy to do that with this 3 iron hybrid. Again, 19 degrees on here, so it's very much trying to fit this club into your set. So if you do have a Ping set, make sure you go and get fitted for these, because we have to make sure that 19 degrees is pretty strong for a 3 iron. Would you need something closer to 21? So would it be a 4 hybrid before you then move to something like your 5 wood or 3 wood? But looks wise for me, this is a fantastic looking club. Again, if you're playing in the sun, unlike we are here today at Waterfront because it's absolutely throwing it down. But nicely, you're not going to get a shine off the top. I like the little dot in the middle of the face just to help you get the ball centered. And we can certainly get that launching high. Again, a little bit of a miss hit there. Let's see what that does. Still carried 215 and went 225, so a total miss hit there has lost me around about 10 yards, which is not too bad. For me, that's where we're going to see from the other hybrids that we've got here, do we see off-centre strike lose a little bit more? And that's where we're trying to get a top 5. The top 5 is going to be decided on the golf course next week. So next up we have the TSR2, again 3 iron set at standard neutral loft, so that is going to play as 18 degrees, so even stronger than the Ping. So this is, again, if you've got a Titleist set or if you have any other set, it's about matching them in. You might prefer the look of this, a little bit more traditional gloss finish on there, nice white lines on the face, so you can clearly see a very Titleist looking club. But 18 degrees, again, does it fit your set? Do you need to change that? What do you need to do? We know obviously on the range here we've got the TSR1, which is a little bit bigger. We've got the TSR2, which I've got here, which is probably the most popular. And then we've got the TSR3, which is for the better player. Again, it might not be for the better player. You might be better off for the TSR1. You might like the look of that. It might give you that little bit more confidence. If it gives you more confidence, then we should be able to hit shots down the middle. Let's see how this one feels. So not the best swing, a little bit of a pull. Let's see the yardage there. 233 carry, gone over 250, so very similar to the Ping. Certainly feels a lot more solid off the face, so I actually preferred, very randomly, although it's solid, maybe not the word, but I felt and liked the sound a little bit more from the Ping, so very interesting there. A lot of people like these traditional looks, but seems a little bit harder to hit. Again, a little bit off the toe, a little bit left. That's more me than it is the golf club. So exactly the same, 230 carry. Unfortunately, that might be lost. But interesting enough here, guys, the shaft lengths aren't the same, so they're not the same throughout these clubs. We have the Titleist and the TaylorMade a little bit longer than your Ping, your Cobra and your Paradigm. Are TaylorMade and Titleist trying to go for more speed and more distance over accuracy? That's what you've got to think when you go and get these fitted. Because it's not always told in a fitting. You might not know the difference, you might not notice that it feels a little bit longer. There, that's great. That's a 3 iron, that's 18 degrees, so close to 2 iron, that's carried 246 and gone 265, and it's actually showing on the screen that was ever so slightly a toe strike, but down the middle. For me, a little bit longer, a little bit harder to hit. You will have seen in previous years or last year, I was using the mini driver for that exact reason, trying to get something a little bit shorter, a little bit more control, so I can get a centered strike. So next up we have the Paradigm Hybrid. Again, we can see straight away 21 degrees there, so 3 degrees different to the Titleist. So you just ordering clubs offline now, it's very difficult because you have to know what your 4 iron is, you have to know what your highest iron is, you need to start matching those in, because you might get a hybrid, so yeah, I need a new hybrid, I want something to fit in, but if there's 7 or 8 degrees difference between your 3 iron hybrid and your 4 iron or your 5 iron, if that's your last iron, then you're still going to have a huge gap, and this might not be the most versatile club you have. So straight away there, shorter shaft, felt so much easier for me to swing that. Started to feel much more like an iron. Still carried out there at 230 and gone 240, but only just left of the fairway. So for me straight away there, much easier to hit. I feel like it's not too much different to my longest iron. And that's something you might need to take into consideration. Again there, down the right hand side of the fairway, 233 going 245. So that is a club that would be effective in my bag. That's going to be replacing my 7 wood. Would this be easier to hit than a 7 wood? And that's a video I'll do in coming weeks, and obviously going into the winter when we're doing a lot of testing. Would this be better than a 7 wood in my golf bag? So again, a lot more consistency from that shorter shaft, 235, 250 yards. For me, that is much easier to hit. The Paradigm for me, again, same kind of gloss finish, same kind of lines on the face. Certainly sits a little bit better, but so far for me, the Ping G430 is winning. Different face lines on there, as you'll see on screen now, but you'll also see, for me, it sounded better, it felt better. It's still a little bit of a shorter shaft than the Titleist, and it just looks a little bit better over the ball with that carbon top finish where it's a little bit duller. Let's get into Cobra now. We can see straight away this is actually a 4 hybrid, but still has 21 degrees, so very similar to obviously the Paradigm, but Cobra is often a brand that is overlooked. Not everyone has the fitting carts for these, so again, it's trying to see what you are ordering, because online you could order, right, I need a 21 degree, one comes with a 4 on it, one comes with a 3 on it. You say, no, do I need to get rid of my 4 iron now? What's my 4 iron? You then think, oh, have I wasted money? You haven't wasted money, that's just what it is. This again down there, a nice little gloss finish on the top, a nice C for Cobra in the middle of the top of the face to help you get it centered. You certainly can't see the lines as much on the face here. So sound-wise there, certainly a little bit louder than all of them, so the loudest sound, but straight down the middle. This is a shorter shaft. Again, that's gone 232, 245 yards total, so certainly a workable club. But for me, obviously next week we're going to get out and test these on a par 3 here at Waterfront. We've got some tough par 3s out here. One that's certainly one of the hardest in Yorkshire, but it's a perfect distance for these clubs. Which one is easier to hit off the tee? Which one, after hitting 2 or 3 golf balls with each club, is going to be the most consistent? So far, I think the Ping would win it, but that one was down the middle. Again, another one, just sliding right, but right centre. Let's have a look, 232 carry, 243 total, so I think one more with this, but so far, performance-wise, this could be, obviously, going into the lead. And if we put a blanket over those three, very consistent there, especially the last two bang next to each other, 233, 245 total. That for me so far is the most comfortable. Obviously, well, performance-wise, it's a shorter shaft. So far, if I was ranking them, this might just sneak in close to number one. I'm still going with the Ping just because I prefer the look. Cobra comes in at number two then. Then we're looking at Callaway, and then we'll see what the Stealth does. But so far, that is the order that I'm going with. I'm going to say Ping is my favourite, then the Cobra. The performance was good, but I like to see the gloss finish out on the golf course. Then we've got the Paradigm. Titleist, although it's your most traditional brand, I like to always think a little bit longer hasn't helped it here. Yes, you can get a shorter shaft, but if that's the standard that you will get fitted to, for me, it's a little bit harder to hit. So final one up is the Stealth 2 HD. So again, 3 iron hybrid. We have another loft added to it, so we've now got a 20 degree. So you can see there, guys, obviously we've hit 5 different clubs and we've had 4 different lofts out of the 5. So very interesting when you're going for fittings. This is what you obviously need to look at. I used this on the golf course a couple of weeks ago with Dave, and I did really enjoy it. It was very easy to hit. I did say it was possibly one of the easiest clubs I've ever had to launch, and that's exactly what you want here. But this again goes back towards a longer shaft. Let's see. And for me, with a longer shaft, it wants me to get the toe of the club up a little bit. Again, gloss finish, a bit of a half and half on the top, as you'll see. Again, solid strike there. Down the middle, let's see how far that carries. 235 carry, gone 245. Down the middle, pretty consistent. Does make me feel I'm a little bit longer away. I mean, it's only an inch difference there, but it certainly puts me off a little bit at setup. 236 carry, gone 250. So interestingly enough, with the Stealth 2, you will see that it is not adjustable, so it does just come in its loft, and the Cobra is exactly the same. The other 3 have adjustability. Is that always a good thing? For me, I'm not always sure if that is, because we see a lot of amateur golfers, you hit a couple of bad ones, it's easier to just start tinkering with that loft, changing it, and again, if you change the lie angle, you make it open, you make it close, and that's not always going to help you. You're then going to have to start to manipulate shots. We then start to say it's the hybrid. And what does that mean? It means more money spent and trying to get something new. So getting 3 shots there, pretty consistent. That one's carried 250 and gone 270, a little bit of a pull, but you can certainly see that's going to be the case with that longer shaft. So guys, if we go through your traditional brands like we have had there, we've got a little bit of different finishes, we've got different adjustabilities, we've got different lofts, but now we need to get them out on a golf course. We're going to put them to the test off a tee box and into a par 5 green to show you exactly what we're starting to see. Which one's the most consistent? Should we go a shorter shaft? Should we go a longer shaft? Should we go adjustable? Not adjustable? That's the questions we need to answer. Comment below, guys, what hybrids are you using? What other hybrids would you like to see tested on this channel? These are the top 5 from today, but are they going to be the top 5 at the end of the year?